What if getting married was like getting a driver's license? You have to take classes, learn best practices, and then you can get your license. Today's stranger thinks that's a great idea, and I kind of agree with her. Hi, I'm Matt Hayes, and this is episode number 36 of Meet a Stranger. Now, I know in many parts of the world you have to get a license to get married, but usually you just fill out a form, sign here and there, and boom, the state gives you permission to love each other until death do you part. And some religions do require you to take some classes if you want to marry in their church. But that's not what today's stranger is talking about. We met a couple weeks back while waiting for an early morning flight in San Juan. Somehow we started talking about opinions. And she definitely had a few, but I loved her idea about what she feels people should have to do to get married today and why. Take a listen. So we're sitting here at the airport about to catch our flight, and you said you're an outlier. Why would you say you're an outlier?
Because every time there are surveys, I'm the one that's way over there, way over. Everybody else falls right here in the middle, and I'm the one who's in left field.
What makes you kind of go in that direction? Why do you feel that you are kind of out there with some of these things then?
Part of the reason is my educational background and my philosophy of life is very liberal and very historical. I'm a history major. I seem to, when I do surveys or when I talk to people, I feel like, they might come here, but I'm still way over here. And I'm not sure if, when I was younger, I was very conservative. So it's weird.
Can you give me an example of an outlier thought or opinion then that you would share in something like that?
I think that if you're going to get married, you have to have a license to get married, and you have to take classes.
Let's talk about the marriage thing for a second. I love that. Why do you feel that way?
Because I see so many people in all walks of life who decide to marry each other, and I look at them and I go, I give you 6 months. I give you 3 years. Yeah. Because they are just, I see a lot of selfish people, a lot of people who really don't go into it seriously and are not really ready. They're not either old enough and it has nothing to do with age, mentally old enough to understand responsibility.
You have been married for how long?
35 years.
Is it because
it's sad?
Why would you say that? Was it sad that you couldn't remember, or was it sad that it's been 35 years?
I have to do the math, and it's sad that we got married in 80. What year did we get married? 87? 88? No, 80. I can't even remember what year I got married. See, that's sad. That is just sad. So I can't do the math because I can't remember which year it was.
Is that because it's been that many happy years, or it's just been years?
It's just been years. A lot of happy years, too.
Yeah. So if you were teaching a class then about marriage after being married for 30-something-ish, we don't know how many years, you would kind of be an expert in a way. What advice would you give then to a newly married couple?
Compromise, be ready to compromise, but don't compromise your ideals. And before you even get married, know that your partner and you are on the same wavelength, and expect to change, because that's a long time to be together.
Yeah.
And you're not the same person now that you were then.
Yeah.
Don't jump into it. Really get to know who it is that you're marrying. I don't believe in 6-week marriage. Really
take the time to learn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
One last question. You said that people change over time. How have you changed from when you got married in 80, whatever it was, to today now? And I think it's the year 2020 theory.
23.
Yeah.
I do know that the year I'm in.
There we go.
Got that much down. I would say knowledge. I've learned a lot of things about, for instance, moving to a big city. One of the biggest in the country, and from a small city of 40,000. smaller than half the size of where I'm actually living right now,
Yeah.
in the burbs. You just evolve with the knowledge and the information and the experiences that you have. Some of the experiences may not be the same as your partner's experiences too, because you both have different jobs. I traveled the country for 25 years, and so I am very well versed in, what to do in Seattle and what to do in Boston and, the cool places in Florida, up until I left. But anyway, I'd have to reevaluate all that.
Yeah.
You end up evolving, I guess, is maybe a better word than change.
Yeah.
And then because of all the things I've seen and done and heard, there's a lot up in this head that wasn't there when I was 25, 29 getting married. You just have to expect to change. And hopefully your partner can change along the same stratus that you have.
Yeah.
And if not, then you may start to struggle. And I will say, communication's key. You always keep communicating, don't lock down, because then all hell will break loose.
No, I'm not going to lie. I love the idea. As a recovering wedding DJ that saw a few couples tying the knot, that made me go, what on earth are you two doing? And actually one of them, there was a group of people in the back corner selling squares on how long they would last. I think it's a great idea. I mean, what do we see as examples of marriages around us? Our parents, other family members, the shows and movies that we consume? That's pretty much all we know. But do we really know the real questions to ask a potential partner? Do we really know how to handle situations? There really isn't a magical book, but maybe a little bit of guidance before two people decide to legally bind with each other, so they actually truly do know each other, so they know how to handle situations. Maybe having that little bit of preparation could help. And maybe that little bit of preparation could save a couple months or years of heartache, and honestly, when it's all said and done too, money. It's an interesting point to think about. What do you think? Let me know. You can reach out to me on all those evil social media channels. Just slide into my DMs. Instagram is the best way, at @GoMeetAStranger or @MattHayes. Until next time, thanks for taking a minute to meet a stranger today. I'm Matt Hayes. Onward.